So it is almost the end of October, and it is still 80 degrees here. So before I start this review, I just got to take care of something real quick. I'll be right back. Whew, okay, that's much better. It's a lot cooler out here, and the sun and I have a new understanding. Welcome back to Halloween in the Middle, everybody. Today our movie in the middle is Smile 2. Smile 2 is the follow-up to the grinning horror, this time following major pop star Sky Riley as she tries to escape the hallucinations and impending death of the smiling demon, all while keeping up her image in the public eye. It stars Naomi Scott, Lucas Gage, Dylan Galula, Ray Nicholson, and Rosemary DeWitt. So Smile 2 finally came out. I'm really surprised they didn't go with the trend and call it Smiles. That would have been really cool. And it's funny because with all these other movies that have gotten such good or bad press, I feel like this one's just kind of not flown under the radar, but it's like no one's, had really been talking about it. Everyone's just like, yeah, I'm excited for that one. I think it looks good. And then they went and watched it and they were like, yeah, I think that was pretty good. Starting off with the highs, obviously, this movie is very scary. I've been watching horror movies, like, weekly for so many years now that it's rare that I go to a horror movie and I'm actually genuinely scared by a movie where I'm not disturbed after, but on the other spectrum, it's not like, oh, well, that wasn't really that scary. It was just a lot of jump scares. This was the perfect middle for that. There are so many good sequences in this movie of terrifying scares, or at the very least, just unique ideas for scares. And one thing that the Smile franchise does really well is jump scares. They actually do them in a way where it's not just stupid or it's coming. A lot of times they'll have jump scares that are, in definition, that, but they're actually good. Not just, oh, someone pops up, but there's something specific about how they look or sound. Or sometimes it'll cut just for a quick second to something else and then cut back. But that thing is really gruesome. They just implant all of these little things that in any other movie, jump scares would be like, that was cheap. I thought it was not that great. But here, they do a really good job with making them, you can take them seriously. And there were actually other scenes and whole moments in this movie that were very scary that had nothing to do with the demon. There's a subplot about Sky's character that is, the way that they present it is terrifying. And this is something that's in so many movies, but the way that they present it in this one is just really raw and horrifying to look at. But yeah, there were just some scenes in here that I was not only scared, but I just respect how cool they were. There's one scene in particular that I'm just like, ooh, that was good. And the reason that this works so well is because of the incredible acting all across the board, but specifically by Naomi Scott. She was amazing in this movie. I would never have thought it because, you just look at the trailer and she's just playing another scared person who happens to be a pop star, and let's not forget where she came from when it comes to music.
She's so good.
And so really from what I've seen, she's only been in a couple Disney things, bigger budget Disney things, and then maybe some smaller stuff. So this seems to be a very different role for her, and she absolutely killed it. If I thought that Sosie Bacon went through it, and her character went through it in that movie, in the first one, they just ramp it up. That is the theme of this movie. They just ramp everything up. It's way creepier. That's not true. Both of them are pretty creepy on about the same level, but this one's way wilder in the stuff that happens. And her reactions to it and everything that she's going through just feels so realistic and so insane that it just works that they went so much wilder with it because she makes it feel that much more real. I mean, these characters are just put through the ringer in these movies because they're at the edge of sanity, they're exhausted, they're traumatized, and they're hopeless. One of the things that makes this series so good is that there's just this aggravation and this hopelessness about the situation because it feels like you're never going to escape what's coming and it's inevitable. And you can't stop running. You can't stop trying to get away from it. Of course, you're not just going to lay down and die, but nobody is going to believe you because it's this phantom that you can't even see until you die. It doesn't look like anything else other than other people, and even then, that's a hallucination. There's no person on Earth who would believe that this is happening unless they already knew about it. And it's just so frustrating and hopeless. Because no matter what you do, there's like really a no-win situation. That emotion really comes through in this movie as well. It really came through in the first one, but it also comes through in this one. They're a little bit different in that in the first one, she's kind of slowly, quietly, privately losing her mind because it's on a much smaller scale. But in this one, it's a very loud, public just breakdown. And it's so much worse in its own way because everybody is watching. Everybody is criticizing and holding their phones up and judging. And I mean, like, she's just under a microscope while also being hunted by this invisible demon. And she plays that emotion really, really well. This movie is not just scary, but they do a really good job of making you feel for this character and everything that she's been through and how she's still going through it now, and all these little techniques and things that she has to do just make that character feel that much more full and then that much more tragic when these things are happening to her. And finally, for as bleak as a lot of it is, and that I've said a lot of it is, there are actually a lot of funny moments in this movie, particularly with the, I'm going to say PA or assistant. He is just absolutely hilarious. And there's other moments as well that come up just here and there that just give it a little bit lightheartedness and levity in a lot of these really dark, scary moments. Before I get to the lows, I can't believe I have to do this again, but we are going to do another segment of Shut the Up During the Movie. And it's exactly 1 year later from the last time I did this. And last time I did this, I said that it hadn't actually been a problem for me all of my life. And suddenly, in the last year, it's happened like 5 or 6 times where people just won't shut up. And this time, I actually said something. I rarely ever say something. But I was like, I've just had it with this. I had 2 people next to me who came in. They're a little bit late. It's fine, whatever. Like I said last time, let them get settled in, fine. Halfway through the movie, the 2 people next to me has his phone all the way up, just the brightness. And I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe he'll put it away. 5 minutes after of scrolling, I went, you know what? I don't want to ruin this movie. I just turn and I say, hey, can you just turn the brightness down a little bit? Not even off, just the brightness down. And you know what they said? It's none of your business. It's not in your face. It's just none of your business.
This motherfucker right here.
I'm just gonna put this out there. If I can't watch the movie and enjoy the movie in a dark theater because your brightness is all the way up on your phone, it's a little bit my business. So let's review. Don't have your phone brightness all the way up. Don't make loud sounds and talk a lot during the movie. Just don't be a jerk during the movie, and we'll be good. This PSA is sponsored by Nicole Kidman. So my only low for the movie is, like, I think a kind of big one, but I'm not quite sure. And I'm unfortunately not going to be able to really go into a lot of detail about what it is because it'll be spoiling a lot of stuff. But really, it's just about the ending. There's this really big twist that happens, and I liked it. And I will say that the actual end sequence is horrific and really, really well done. And the implications that it has for other movies that might come up in the franchise is insane. But the thing that happens, not only was I like, oh, I was kind of like interested to see where this part of it goes before they had this twist. And I kind of wanted to see more of that. It sort of made me think back to a lot of other things that happen in the movie, specifically in the timeline of the movie, if that makes any sense. If you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. It just makes a couple things that happen during the movie feel a little bit inconsequential. That being said, they still have a lot of impact, and it's not complete. Like, it's kind of, I want to say it might be a little bit up to interpretation. It's really vague, but I promise I can't say anymore. So overall, this was a fantastic follow-up to the first movie, which I thought, at first, Smile it's pretty good. It didn't, like, terrify me or anything, but it was really, really well done. It just had a couple of little problems here and there. So, when they do the second one, it'll probably just be a rehashing. And this one, you know, I mean, it's the same kind of events that go on, but it's way wilder. It ramps it up. It's the perfect balance between scary but not going to like traumatize me for life. It's that perfect movie theater going experience for a good scary movie in this Halloween. I was really excited to have seen this, and it might honestly be my favorite horror movie of the year. I gotta think on it, but it might be. And if nothing else, I know that this movie did in fact make me smile. I'm going to give Smile 2 a 3.5 out of 4. Well, guys, let me know what you thought of Smile 2, and in comparison to the first one, let me know what you're doing for Halloween, and look out for my Halloween review. I was going to do something specific. I had an idea, but I think I'm going to save it because I need more time with it, and I'm going to do that for Halloween in April next year. But I do have something else that I'm going to do that I'm actually really, really excited about, something that I never thought I was going to be reviewing. And as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and keep on smiling. I'll see you guys later.